where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys, Joe, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by betonline.ag. BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. From baseball, golf, soccer, right to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, the game starts here. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End on your Monday evening. I'm Marcus Dash here at legendary Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. JD, how we doing, brother?
What is going on, Marcus? What is going on, brother? I am good. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
A Monday closer to the season beginning, baby. So this is the last week of no football.
Yeah.
And then next week, well, we have college football this coming weekend, but next week, that Monday show, we have football that week. So I can't wait, JD. This is getting closer, and it's crazy. The year flew by from the time the Super Bowl ended to right now. I feel like from everywhere from February to now, it was like on hyperdrive. What was it? Ludicrous speed. If you look at Spaceballs, the reference there, that's what it felt like. It was on ludicrous speed from February to now. I mean, just kind of wild, but hey, I'm here for it. Excited about it.
Yeah, man. Look, it's finally here. I think, to be honest with myself, I've been waiting a long time for these 2 weeks to come up, and so it is finally here. This today, hearing some news is not always a good thing for some of the guys. This may be sometimes the last time they put pads on. And so it's one of those things like, oh, yeah, football's almost here, the season. And then finally when you start looking at, what's going on with, guys being cut and doing different things with their life is always a hard thing to deal with. And so first of all, I just want to give those guys and let them guys know, appreciate everything they've done. Hopefully in their endeavors that everything turns out well for them. If it's not with the Chiefs uniform, hopefully it's in a different uniform and playing in the NFL. And if not, guys, keep working. You just got to know who you are, man, and keep working accordingly to those things. But first, man, what I want to do is I'm going to give a shout out to everybody out here, okay, real quick. Lewis Kurt Berth, Andrew Chenault, what's going on? Ghost Hunter 1974. Sweetie, what's going on, Susan? I see Zulu, what's going on, my man? How you doing? Charles Driver, good to see you, man. Ruben DeCruz, Lewis Kurt Berth. Laura, how you doing, Laura? Good to see you. Good to see you. Vegas Chiefs Kingdom, what's going down? Lacey Snake, Sleepy Face. About time. Let me see. Dad Vet 777. Good to see you in here. Rick Henderson is in here already. What's up, Rick? Good to see you, my man. Let me see who else we got in here. Maria. Let me see who else. Premier, Cool Outdoors. We've got some people in here. Andres de Naangle or whatever. I don't know how. Jeremiah de Muertos.
There you go.
There we go. Muertos. So it's going to be a good deal. So it's good to see people in here and many more in here as well. But I want to do something right now, Marcus, okay? If you wouldn't mind, I would love to. Today is actually a special day, okay? I know people in Chiefs Kingdom don't realize this, but today is a special day, okay? And today, I want to acknowledge my oldest daughter. Today is her birthday. And so I wanted to show this out here, right here, Marcus, showing and give it a shout out to her. Let her know that Dad loves her immensely. This is her birthday today, Larissa Shaw. She is now 31 years old, if you can believe it. I cannot believe it. She's 31. This little baby that you see and all my little kids over here has grown up. This is over here on the right. You see is when she got married. So she is now Larissa Martin. Okay. And, y'all see my grandson that's been on here who said hi and whatnot. That's his mother. And so my other kids up there at the top down there, Khalil and Jasa, and up there, Kyan. And so I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday. Talked to her earlier. So it's one of those things amazing and just celebrating a birthday. And I said, I can't believe how old you are. It just makes me feel older. It just makes me feel older, Marcus, just looking at it. But just want to wish you a happy birthday, sweetie. Daddy loves you immensely. You know that. And so I told her I'll be telling her on the show to give her a shout out. So that's one of my babies right there. That's my oldest right there. My oldest baby. Okay. First and foremost. So
happy birthday, Larissa.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody out there, tell my daughter happy birthday. Please let her know. All right. Show her some love. Definitely.
I'll tell you what, JD. I know when I met her, I made a comment about this, and I'll say all these photos of you, I think have been taken yesterday. I wouldn't have noticed it was today or 31 years ago, JD.
Yeah. Good living, brother. Good living. So got good kids, man. They ain't really been, hard on me. I think you wear it on your face and stuff, man. Our kids are an immense blessing to me. And I gotta always celebrate them every chance I get. I love them dearly, do everything for them. They know that. And so this is the time I get to show like all the little funny things out there, little pictures and whatnot, and kind of fool with them. So this is good. Happy birthday, sweetie. Larissa Shy.
31 years old. So she's moving on up in the 30s now.
Oh my God.
Now you get to a point where you don't ask somebody else, so you're 30? Oh, well, I look 30. I just got the 30 club, so now I guess it's more. I think it's more a thing for females than it is for males, where it's like once you get to that 30 points, like okay, you always just you guess you're 28, 27. Oh yeah, I look good. Yeah, 28, 27, I'll take it. When you go at 30s, that's where people kind of get like little weird about the age thing. But no, she looks great. She's got her daddy's genes, so she's gonna age like fine wine, just like her daddy. So
yes, she is, no doubt about it. So. Man, I think like you're right. I think, at age 30, which is so young, man. I'd love to be 30 again, all over again. Love to. Shoot. So, look at Chad. My nephew said JD is up. And you are too, Neff. We about the same age. So you better hit the 50 club. I'm gonna slide on over for you too. So you can get on here. Got a nice little seat for you. My boy just turned 50 also too. So Tony McCombs, he just turned 50 this past weekend. So it's like birthday over here, man. JD, thank you. I appreciate it, Kev. Appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, trying to. So doing well. Praise God for it. All of it. Thank you. So
age is like I always say, obviously I'm a 30-year-old, so I'm not really speaking a lot of wisdom here, but I'll say age is it's just pretty much a number. It's the way you kind of live it and how you kind of go about your life, The way you live your life, that'll tell the tale. The age is just a number at the end of the day. And obviously, I am speaking like a 30-year-old, someone who's trying to not sound like they're old. Still feel like I'm like my early 20s, but 30. However, it's just it's a lifestyle. However you live, you're gonna look and act your age. And so try to have fun with every day we live on this earth, baby.
Oh, there it is. That's what he do, man. Enjoy life. Kevin said I turned 50 this year. Okay, God bless you, brother. And then I seen somebody say they're gonna be 69 Zulu. 69
nice,
man. Yes, sir. Made it, baby. You made it. Keep going. Keep chucking. That's what it's all about. It's all about living life, enjoying everybody around you. Enjoy every bit of it. So,
you get to 30. That's your second and 30. That's getting 30. Old. Yeah, 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although NFL wise, once you get to 30, that's when they throw. That's when they throw you out as a running back. 30 years old, you're done.
Yeah, it's like you just all of a sudden you just long in the tooth. What? So Witchy Hall said she's 55. Good to see. Oh, Dad Vet 7759 in October. Well done, sir. Well done. JK, I'll be 63 in October. Wonderful. Hey, all of y'all got hats off from JD, man. Y'all keep living y'all life. I'm 57. I followed you, JD. Appreciate it. There we go. Hey, we live in life, baby. That's what it is. Hey, life is beautiful. We live it. We love it. with the people that we love around us and everybody else, man. I love seeing these ages in here. I love seeing it. So y'all enjoy it. Y'all enjoy it. So y'all got to tell Azulu when you come on next week, when we talk, let us know when your day is, man. We'll give you the shout out too, brother. Okay? Appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. You see, Rick, you're amongst family here, buddy. You're not you have the oldest one in here. You know, you're amongst family, man.
Yeah. Good deal. Andre, living life 57.
There you go.
Live it.
There we go. So, JD, are you guys doing anything special? You guys doing anything this past weekend? Are you doing something this coming week?
She had a little thing yesterday. They have like this dog race. She told me she got like a little Dachshund, and I guess they did like a little dog race in there. So the dog, I can't even think of the name. She come like, Dad, you don't know my dog? I don't know. So he came in last, she told me. He came in last. So that's what they did yesterday. We'll go and have us some dinner, catch up a little bit. She just came back from Sonoma, California, wine country. Said it was gorgeous and beautiful out there. And I was like, I've never been, but we enjoy wine. She likes good wine, so we'll probably go somewhere, sip on some good red or something, So
there you go.
Mm-hmm. So always good deal.
Nice way to spend your birthday coming back from wine country.
Yeah. So there we go. Laura, living life every year, every digit. There you go. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's the approach. Live life to the fullest. 49 Lacy Snake. Good deal.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get to, I know everyone's waiting to see who JD's 53-man prediction is. I think everyone's been waiting for the last 3 weeks. JD's hinted at it. Last week he teased us by showing us the papers. I thought we were going to get a more of a sneak peek, but we didn't get a sneak peek. And I think I'm curious how things have changed in the wide receiver room after this one guy who was signed today. So it's a man, I'll give you a hint. Went to USC. He's known for his TikTok dances, and he won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs.
I know you're talking.
I know.
TikTok dance. He's doing all the little shaky dance and all of that. Yeah. We needed that. We needed that. Okay. Good deal. I don't know. We'll see how everybody thinks about and feels about. Okay, but I'll give my little 2 cents worth. Okay.
I was shocked. I'll just say I was shocked about the signing of JuJu. And because we talked about how good the wide receiver room is as far as depth wise, and I was shocked they brought him in. I thought they probably would have brought him in like maybe a week or two ago when he was first cut, but nonetheless, JD, we talked about JuJu. Patriots drop him. They're paying pretty much his entirety of his contract. So I think whatever they had left was like $8 million. They're paying all $8 million of it.
Yeah.
Chiefs get him at a bargain discount about $2 million. Pretty much vet minimum. We bring him in on that price. That's fine. Didn't break the bank at all.
Mm-mm.
What do you make of JuJu coming back to the offense? And you got people who are saying it's a combination of insurance policy in case Rice does get suspended at some point this year, insurance policy if Hollywood Brown's injury is a much longer injury than we anticipated. But what are you making of the JuJu bringing him back home to Kansas City?
First, you know what? Welcome back, JuJu. Okay, first say that. All right. He was very successful when he was here a couple years ago. Caught a lot of balls for us. Very good possession receiver. Understands how to get open in zones. Does a really good job. Just really understanding football. He has a high football IQ. He's always been a talented receiver. We know that. You know, when he came from Pittsburgh and then all of a sudden it didn't quite work. Came to the Chiefs, did well. Didn't stay here. Decided to go and find grass green on the other side. Marcus, we tried to sign his joker. Trying to sign him. Wanted to go get some money. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, find your way back here. New England wasn't it, was it? New England wasn't the part, right? Grass wasn't necessarily green on the other side, okay? You had to find out. Welcome back, all right? Welcome back. Now, that being said, I do believe that this signing has something to do with, now this is my estimation, my opinion, about some of maturity in the room, okay? Kind of a veteran receiver, all right, if you will. Because you start looking on the roster, the number of guys that had experience, there's not a whole lot of guys. We were talking about long in the tooth. There ain't a whole lot of guys that have a lot of years of experience playing with the Chiefs. We just got a little bit younger. And so we got Xavier Worthy coming in, right? And so then, of course, we had to talk about the young guys that are still on the team trying to figure everything out. And so I think that helps mature the wide receiver room, if you will. Now, is this something that we may be hearing coming down the pipe about Rashee Rice? I don't know. I don't know. But it remains to be seen. But I find it hard to believe if they do something during the season with Rashee Rice. But, Texas and all of their laws or how they deal with things is a whole different situation altogether. Just because the NFL don't want to do nothing, State might want to. And so also, too, Roger Goodell, hey, man, everything changes. We just don't quite know. But this is without a doubt a depth piece. This is something that he understands the offense. Matt Nagy loves him a lot because of the things he's able to do. Like I said, the understanding of the offense. So I do believe this is part of what that is. I think it is depth piece. Guy that is a veteran, understands with some maturity how to be a professional. He's not going to get into any type of trouble. He's doing TikTok dances and all of that. He's going to chill out. And so sometimes, I said this before, personality is very important and experience in big games. And so he was very successful when he was here. That's what I think it is. So what do you think with what I just said?
I agree. I wonder, this is something that people aren't talking about a lot, because we bring him back in as far as being the veteran voice, and it's so interesting. And I know last year he's pretty much plagued with injuries, the ankle injury, his knees are, he's had some banged up ankle and knee injuries. And yeah, he was outplayed by Demario Douglas and Kendrick Bourne last year. And also, too, you talk about Belichick, probably rode those guys into the ground a little bit last year. But for him being 27, his play just looks like an older player, significantly older than 27, which is just it's so bizarre in a way. And he also started his career out early in Pittsburgh, so that also plays a part in it too. But I think I agree with what you're saying. I think what he provides as far as the intangibles far outweigh what he can do on the field at this point, and being able to guy who knows the system, kind of like when we brought Hardman in last year. We brought a guy in who knows the system, who can teach the young bucks, maybe teach some nuances to Rashee Rice that maybe Rashee Rice is a second-year guy. And that's everyone always said Rice was taking over that JuJu role. Now JuJu's back in the building. He can teach Rice some of the other things. And, Rice, far superior athlete than JuJu, but JuJu can teach him some different things that, if Veteran Ken, who's been in the league for a long time, played under Big Ben, played with Antonio Brown, he's been around the block a little bit. He can teach these things to Rashee, which I love from that point of view. Mm-hmm. My question is, we're talking about the end of the receiver room, which we'll get to your depth chart. I know we have said that Hardman kind of gets a leg in there because he's that veteran voice. Now, we saw Hardman play till the end of that game last week. He was playing in week 3. Beginning of third quarter and entirely through the second quarter. But, is he maybe the surprise candidate? Because we signed him pretty late in free agency. Is he maybe the surprise candidate? Maybe they thought, okay, we cut Hardman. We don't really have that veteran voice in the locker room. Let's go get JuJu, who can be that veteran voice if we do cut Hardman. I mean, is that way? Maybe that's the way they try to rationalize cutting Hardman. We bring in another veteran guy who can be that veteran voice in the locker room. I don't know. I'm surprised, and I don't know. I have a feeling. I think I know who's going to get cut. I don't want it. I don't want it to come true, JD. My guy Ross. But I have a feeling tomorrow is going to be very. I might be surprised with a few names who get cut from that room. I'm trying to brace myself for it, but I might be surprised with some of the names who are cut from that room given this JuJu signing.
Well, I have some thoughts on that. But I do believe when you have a guy like that, and I'm not just talking about Rashee Rice teaching him. We're talking about teaching Sky Moore, talking about teaching Xavier Worthy. We're talking about still having a handle, like how you conduct yourself being a professional. Those things are very important when you have a voice like that, that can really, temper attitudes or whatever else, right? You watch a guy, what he's been doing, how he works. And so sometimes from some of the conversations, all right, that, was heard last year and things that was said, was that some parts of the wide receiver room, there might have been a little immaturity there. Okay. Might have been not enough of the work in or putting the effort in to get better. Not saying that this problem this year, but you wouldn't want to have a guy who's not a burner. We got burners. We got guys who could, take the top off the defense. We have enough of those. Now we need a guy that can get open, settle in a zone, who is a possession receiver who does a great job. We know that, right? If Hollywood is going to be out for an extended period of time, like you said, we don't quite know what that means, right? He could be out 1, 2, maybe the third game. We don't quite know. And it all depends on how fast this healing process is going, for him. Somebody said it. He's an insurance piece, great insurance piece. He's a guy, like I said, he caught 79 balls for us, I think, that year, wasn't it? So incredible job, almost 1,000 yards if he didn't have 1,000. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he was very productive. He was a very productive guy. Yeah, he may not be the same guy. We don't know that. We don't quite know where his ankle or his knee is at this moment. What you can do is you can maintenance a guy like that. And look, what people don't understand is this. When you go to New England, they're going to run you into the ground. Bill Belichick and those guys, they don't care if you can practice or not. They're going to say, get out there because we paid you this money. We expect to see you out there practice. And those guys will take a different approach to take care and having maintenance a guy, okay? You don't have to take all the reps in practice. Get what you need to get. You understand the offense. We need for you to play on Sunday. And so he'll be able to do it. He'll have young guys behind him. But somebody posed a solution to some of the things that might be going on. I was like, that kind of makes a lot of sense. And I don't know if it's true or not, if they would do it, but I would actually like that. I'd actually agree with it. So they're going to bring 7. It's going to be 7 wide receivers going to be on the run. I know everybody keeps saying 6. It's going to be 7 wide receivers we're carrying, okay, on the roster. All right. I think Hardman's going to be one of the guys. I don't think we get rid of him. Hardman's a guy that understands what he needs to do also, too. He's a fast guy. He's a returner. He brings a lot to the table. He can play multiple positions. And so we know he's a weapon. So Hardman, for me, was the 4th receiver. I know everybody was saying, Justin Watson. I think Hardman is a guy that can do it all. Special teams out. He has all of that about him. Older veteran guy. They know him. Why get rid of a guy like, that has won Super Bowls with you? You bring him back. This is home for him. Okay. I think he's a piece that is a consummate piece that's here. The guy you're talking about, Justin Ross, right? Is he the guy that's on the bubble? He could be. He definitely could be. Somebody said this, okay? And I like to give him credit when I find out who it is. But he said, what if they decided to make RB3 Kadarius Toney? Okay? Put CEH on IR, Kadarius Toney as the 3rd running back, and then you could keep a Justin Ross. Then you can make room for guys. If I'm not mistaken, let me just see if that's enough guys. Hold on. Right? Hollywood, Worthy, Watson's guy, that's Ross, Harmon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's still somebody out the door.
Yeah,
that's still somebody out the door.
Unless you also parlay that with putting Hollywood on a PUP or something.
Yeah, which you can do. I think I don't think they do it with Hollywood. I think he's further along than what they're saying. But so I'll do this. Okay, I'll do this. I could give you my 7 wide receivers right now. Is that okay? If I give everybody my 7 wide receivers, I'm thinking is there.
Let's do it.
All right. Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Justin Watson, Hardman, Sky Moore, and JuJu. Okay, that's the 7. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, so that's how I look at the 7 wide receiver room right now. That's the 7 guys in the wide receiver room. Michael Romo says CEH is back at practice. He is, but how far along is it? Like we don't. That's up in the air. That could be part of that insurance piece that we're talking about, right? So if he's not, then we're talking about the other 2 guys may be out. They may be out. But you have to have a guy, okay? Rashee Rice is your 1. Hollywood, absolutely Worthy. Watson, Sky, JuJu, and Hardman. Those guys like that is going to carry you through where you need to, okay? Justin Ross has a skill set that is needed for the Chiefs. The thing is, I don't know how much of that skill set we're going to be utilizing. That's the only problem. That's the only issue. And so, Marcus, as much as we love to see back shoulder throws and balls thrown up in the air, they might just not have the need for it. Maybe they feel like they got enough there. And look, I'm saying this. They may keep him. They may. There might be some shakeups that we just don't quite see. We just don't know that right now at this moment. We just know that JuJu, when he came in, he's there. Okay, he's a possession receiver. Rice, another guy. Okay, Hollywood, that's another thing that we don't quite know. We don't know exactly where the condition of everything with his, his collarbone is. Okay, deviation. We don't quite know how good that is. So that's the thing. It's going to be a lot of things that we, speculate. A lot of things coming up, but I do believe there's going to be some type of a shakeup of guys being let go. The guys going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe let this dude let him walk. So,
what do you make of? I've seen someone just shoot this out today. Irv Smith Jr. is a guy who he was playing late in the games. We have three other tight ends that they're Gray, Wiley, and Kelsey. I mean, and I don't think there's any dead money with cutting Irv Smith. Could that be a possible guy? They think they can sneak him onto their practice squad if they release him? I mean,
you talking about Irv
or Smith, and then that opens up one other spot. Instead of keeping 4 tight ends, they keep 3 tight ends to add keep another receiver, and then you use him in that Fortson role. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of ways to try to sneak it because I feel like we talked about this before. If Ross is waived, I don't think he's going to be able to get to our practice squad. I think another team is going to see that and not allow him to go back to our practice squad. I just don't think they can sneak him on there.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of talented receivers out there that's going to get released. Okay? Could we put him on practice squad? Sure. I think Rick Henderson said, put Ross on the practice squad. Is it possible he's gone in 48 hours? Maybe. There's a lot of talented guys out there. The thing was, teams didn't pick him up in the draft. Cost of medical and all those different things and whatnot. And so it's like, okay, is he all the way ready? When he came in the game, he didn't really get any extensive playing time, but he was ready. He got some playing time. So I think he's polished to be on a team. So for somebody to utilize his talent, that's going to be the question. Okay. That's going to be the question of it. So,
well, if I remember correctly, he was highly sought after in the UDFA market. We gave him pretty good amount of guaranteed money to come sign with us. But I remember he was pretty sought after, and he chose to come to Kansas City over other options that were out there for him. Obviously, at the time, we had the MVS, the JuJu, that was that offseason, and we were able to, put him on the IR, get the corrective surgery on his foot, put him on IR. I mean, the one thing I will say that bodes well for the people who are in the Ross camp, and I know it's going to be tough. Now that you have JuJu now, it's going to be tough to try to rationalize this. But they have, the corrective surgery on his foot, sticking with him throughout the arrest that he had last year. There's a lot of history there of them trying to keep it together. And obviously a lot of people who are, against Ross or people who are trying to be realistic about this, they've been posting that clip of the timeout call during that game last week. And it's been told by many that Ross had a problem with getting lined up properly during training camp, coaches yelling at him, having to talk to him during training camp. And then it came to fruition during the game against the Bears where he didn't know where to line up. They had to call timeout. And you see Andy was pissed off when Andy calls a timeout. You see when he calls timeout to the ref, you see he was agitated. Obviously, coaches don't like to burn timeouts. They don't need to. But if it's an ongoing issue, Andy's burning a timeout, he's pissed off about it. And I don't know if that's the reason he's not going to make the team. I'm just saying it's that kind of stuff with
Hey, man. Look, we know very little. We know what we see, right? We see them on film. We see them out there in the game. But other than that, the coaches are watching every single rep, okay? And so I'm telling you, if a guy's not lining up correctly and there is a snafu and, a brain fart here and there, that can be a determining factor. Absolutely it can. Absolutely it can. And so, like you said, you want to be in a position where you bring a guy out here and you don't know what he's doing. He's not lining up correctly. Not saying that's it. But I will say that it is cause for guys to get cut. It's always been that way. It has. We're not saying that's the reason. If it does happen, we don't even know. He might be safe. He might be safe. We over speculate like everything else. We have no idea. So who right now at this moment, I just gave you my 7, who I think it's going to be in. But any team, I don't care who it is. It could be Justin Ross, it can be any of these guys that go somewhere else that's on the fringe for us. Well, the teams pick them up. I mean, they're talented enough to play, right? So you can make a case for any of these guys that you put on, on the cut. Will they pass waivers if you try to put him on a practice squad and all those different things, right? It's the same thing that anybody's going to try to pick up. So it's kind of what it is, man. That's what we're facing right now.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be very interesting, and with this JuJu signing, it made everything a lot more interesting because there's gonna be some sexy names that come from this room. There could be trades for future 7th round picks, 6th round picks, kind of like we did with Smith-Marset last year with Carolina. I think we got a 6th round pick or something from them after he showcased his dominance in that last preseason game. But it's going to be very interesting, and a lot of people are split on how we feel about the receiver room, but I think the one commonality is everyone trusts what Veach and Andy Reid are doing. So that's the way to go about it.
Look, the way I look at it, and it's been happening, okay? We last time we won the last 2 Super Bowls, ain't we?
And we had Justin Ross on our roster for both those.
We did. But we went to another one, 1-1 without him when he wasn't on the roster.
That's true.
So I don't think he got a whole lot of playing time. He was on the roster, but he didn't get a whole lot of playing time, did he, Marcus?
No, it was just a technicality. He was on the roster.
Yeah, I get it. Maybe he's a rabbit foot, right? He's the one to do the 3-peat. I think if you're talking about doing something like that, you having an offense that can move the ball. You bring a guy like JuJu in, okay? So you don't have this offensive stall where guys will not be able to find the ball, don't know where. You bring a guy like JuJu, move the chains. He's a move the chains guy, okay? And he doesn't have to be a burner. He can run a 4.6, but he knows how to get open. He knows how to be the fastest 4.6 guy there is out there if he's running 4.6. He still might run a 4.4. I don't know. We just had to find out.
Yeah. Sibby face, I spotted that moment too when I see a guy throw his hands up. That was Andy. Andy throwing his hands up after calling a timeout after the yeah.
Hey, man, what we doing out here? Like, I get if you didn't hear it in the huddle, but we sitting over here trying to, like you said, burning a timeout that is, a very important one. The end of the game or some point of it can be tiresome. And look, the NFL doesn't suffer any fools. I'm just letting you know. They had patience for guys, but they want guys to get things right, okay? That's how important it is. And so this roster cutdown, they're trying to make sure they have the right 53 men, okay, to go for this 3-peat, to win the entire thing. And so that's how it works, man. They're trying to find guys that's ready to play football, who are dedicated, who's tip-top, football IQ, getting everything right. They're not sitting back saying, we're not going through all the headache we did last year, okay? It wasn't fun for Patrick. Patrick's like, hey, man, it's not fun. If guys over here is not getting it, it's not fun for me to do this. I'm not going to be yelling at anybody during this season. Everybody needs to be on top of the game. So,
and quite frankly, the JuJu Smith, I know everyone's trying to make sense of it by saying, oh, it's insurance. It is insurance, but for different reasons. So the Rice, we don't know when that suspension is going to hit. And a lot of people don't think it will happen this year, but it could happen this year, but we don't know. We're at the mercy of the NFL in Texas on that. So Rice, that's a mystery situation. Xavier Worthy's a rookie. He's been hindered by hamstring all throughout the offseason in camp. He's also a small guy, so we don't know what's going to happen with him. Things can happen in the NFL. Small guy, too. So that's a mystery in its own way. And then Hollywood Brown, already off to injury, and he's also had injury problems in his past, too. So right off the bat, that's 3 guys out. So let's say those 3 guys are out. We never go get JuJu. Then we're left with Watson, Moore, Watson, Moore, Hardman, Ross, KT. Pretty much back to last year again. And without Rice this time, let's say he gets suspended. So this is just another guy that we can trust, that Mahomes can trust, that Nagy can trust, if, God forbid, anything happens to those guys. So I love it for that reason.
Yeah. Injuries happen all the time. We know that. And so you got to have a guy in here that is good enough that there's no drop off and saying, okay, well, what do we do now? With JuJu, you don't have to ask that question. What do we do now? We got the answer. So,
yeah. So before we get to JD's prediction of his 53-man roster, we're going to quickly go through the guys who have been cut already. Let's go to it right here. Okay. All right. So here are the guys who have been cut so far. So quarterback Ian Book, gone. Receiver Kyle Sheets. Receiver Phillip Brooks. So really none of the flashy names. The one that a lot of people were saying that was surprising was Kelvin Joseph, who got a lot of reps. A lot of people saying at one point he was going to be the number 2 corner, the sleepy underdog. Dark horse got to be the number 2 cornerback. We saw the last game. He was attacked pretty heavily by the Bears. They pretty much went to him all game.
Yeah.
I mean, they found the weak spot. They just went to him. They exposed it big time. Of the first round of cuts, that's probably the one that stands out as the biggest surprise. Now, Tyree Gillespie, I put an asterisk there. He wasn't spotted at practice today, and he wasn't listed as one of the first rounds of the roster cuts, but he wasn't spotted at practice today. Generally, that means he probably is gone, but I don't know. But I put an asterisk there just to make sure that's known. But, JD, any surprises, anything that stands out to you from this first round?
No, not in particular. Not in particular. There's a couple of these guys going to probably be practice squad guys. But other than that, no, nothing really shocking on here at all. Yeah, I think Boydo, the corner, he's a guy I think you've been on practice squad, right? You see only Cal Sheets, Phillip Brooks, wide receiver-wise, they didn't let go of Cornell Powell. Powell's a guy, man, should playing his butt off.
JD, your audio?
Let me see.
There you go.
Mr. Do It Right all the time, Cornell Powell. So I think that's probably the only thing I can think of at this moment. But no shocks right here, right now.
Yeah, we have a few questions here. Ghost Hunter, 1974. Chances that Curtis Jacobs makes the roster. JD, what do you think about Curtis Jacobs? Do you want to go ahead and get to your list right now?
Sure.
All right. Well, here we go.
Sure can.
We've been waiting for this the last 3 weeks, JD.
All right. Okay. So I had 2 lists, nothing major, and I actually had the practice squad list too. Let me see, 1, 2, 3.
Damn, practice squad list. Wow, we went all in on this one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So you want me to give you the list first, and then give you my practice squad?
Yeah, let's do it. Do you want to go right to the main event, or do you want to do like a little undercard fight with the other practice squad guys? Little appetizer.
Yeah. Appetizer. So appetizers, practice squad guys?
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with that. Okay. Practice squad guys, I think you go with Cornell Powell, Montreal Washington. I think you have I had a question on Nico Remigio. I think you have 3 wide receivers, but that could be taken over by Justin Ross if that's the case with one of those guys. So it could be Washington, somebody else, if they decide to do that. I got CJ Hansen, practice squad. But he might pass. Ethan Driscoll, think a practice squad guy. Of course, Chris Alanduncan, practice squad. I got Keontae Ingram, practice squad. I got LRZ, practice squad. Okay. I have Fabian Lovett, practice squad. I got Truman Jones, practice squad. I have Tyree Gillespie, practice squad. Boydo, practice squad. Nick Jones, practice squad. And I got Deion Bush, practice squad. And then I had one of the guys, I think maybe Nick Torres, I think, practice squad, possibly. So I think that's 16. I think that's 16 guys. Okay. So guys I had kind of So it's interesting how I had this though. So I just had those guys practice squad. All right. Guys I had circled. Okay. These are guys that could be up and down for me. All right. There's how they're looking at it. Okay. There are tough calls. All right. So I'll go through those. Okay. There's 5 of them. 5 guys. Justin Ross and Kadarius Toney. Okay. Irv Smith is another guy. Cole Christensen and Swain Bozeman. Those 5 guys are like up in the air, don't quite know where they fit, could make the roster, but it's just like one of those things. Don't know, right? And so, without further ado, go ahead and give you my 7. So y'all have had my 7 wide receivers. Y'all just getting up here. Start with the wide receivers, my 7. Okay, Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Justin Watson, Sky Moore, Nicole Hardman, and JuJu Smith-Schuster. Okay, that's 7, right? Okay, 9 linemen. I have King Suma, Thuney, Creed, Trey, Jawan, Wanye, Calendino, Norzad, Niang, and of course Chu is the one that gets passed on that, right? Okay. Now I have 4 tight ends. This is the one where Irv and all of. So I got Kelsey, Noah Gray, Jared Wiley, and Irv Smith. Okay. Irv is a guy that can do it all. He's a great depth piece, but he can be in a backfield, do whatever. He's a solid guy. Okay. 3 running backs. Pacheco, Steele. Okay. Now, CEH, if he comes back and he plays, he will be the 3rd guy. If not, Prince makes that. Okay. Okay. And if the Prince makes it, that's going to, put somebody else off the practice squad. You got me?
Do you think with that spots, I've seen there's a lot of good running backs have been released today. Like Matt Breida was one that I saw released today.
No, don't bring. I'm sorry. I like Matt Breida. Do not bring Matt Breida over here. Okay. Hey, if he comes here, then so be it. But I think, but
Boston Scott was another guy who was released today.
Boston Scott, really?
Yeah, Rams released him.
Oh.
That's someone I'd be into.
Yeah, Boston Scott that's okay. That's something. And the thing is, man, look, I like Prince. We've been talking about how much we like Prince. We know that, Marcus, right? We've been big Prince fans from day one. The Chiefs just got to love him. Chiefs got to love what he's doing and what he's bringing to the table. Are they? That's the question. Did he do enough during the preseason to show that he deserves to be a roster spot? And I told you, man, look, this is the NFL. Bottom line, okay? This is nothing against guys, but when you got a chance, you have got to show who you are. You got to make it definitive. You got to make sure they don't cut you. You got to make it hard for them to cut you, Marcus. This is just a rule. This is the rule. They got to find guys who love football, who want to play, who want to go out there and bust heads, and who want to win. Okay? We can't just make the roster because they like you. It's not how it works. It's not a popularity contest. Maybe in some regard, but you got to show enough to make sure you make it tight for them to cut you. Because they can love you to death. Hey, shake your hand and throw the hand on your back while they throw you out the door. Appreciate it. I love you to death. Give you a hug. Man, don't you go nowhere. If nobody else signs you, we'll try to bring you back. See ya. That's the NFL. Welcome to the NFL moment. So, there we go. QB, I got Carson Wentz and Ian Book. Patrick Mahomes cut. We already know who the two's going to be for that. Pat, and Carson, right? No problem there. Now, okay, D-line. I'm going to start with the D-line on this one. Here we go. I believe we carry 8. I got defensive ends. I got Kalafkis, Dannon, FAU, and Herring. Okay. Interior, Chris Jones, Warrington, Nandine Pinnell. Okay. That's the 8. That's 8 guys they're carrying. I think they might be trying to find somebody in free agency, or they'll get not free agency, but on the cuts. I wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked at all. The guy that we got from, I think I got him on the practice squad, didn't I?
Love it.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, I did. I have him on the practice squad. Okay. Linebackers. Now, linebackers was that was the whole Christensen, and Bozeman. I like Bozeman. I like Bozeman a lot, man. He makes plays. He needs to be where he needs to be because he's not as fast, laterally doing things. But from like tackle to tackle, maybe outside that, even more, like a wide, not even like, slot area, he's incredible. Does a great job. And that's all you need to be fast enough to do those things. So that's going to be tough. But Bolton, Chanel, Tranquil, I have Cochran, Cam Jones, Jacobs. Okay. So I don't know if it's going to be 7 or 8. And then I think Bozeman might be above Cole Christensen. All right. From what I've seen. All right. It's just this JD's list. They can be mad at me. They can come for me all they want to. This is where I'm at. Okay. JD's list. They can do whatever they want to do. I'm going off what I've seen in preseason, and so that's where I am. So I do believe that we keep 5 corners and 4 safeties. Okay. 5 corners, 4 safeties. McDuffie, Williams, Nazee, Watson, and Hayden. I like Hayden. Okay. This is what I was talking about, having a guy like Hayden out here so he can develop. Right. I think he does better developing with these guys. Could he be practice squad? Sure. Safeties, Reed, Connor, Cook, and Hicks. It's pretty simple. Knowing those guys. Solid foundation. But you got 9 guys as defensive backs. And then obviously, we got the long snapper, Ariza, Buckner. Okay.
Your volume, JD.
Boop, 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 boop. All right, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. So mine. So I got to get a microphone, but I'm retiring this one. This sucker right here is getting cut too. It's cut. You might want to see it. This sucker getting cut. Getting cut. So we'll be ready come next week when we start for the season.
There you go.
Right? So that's where we are, Marcus. That's where we are. Start singing, JD. John Cliff.
Depth chart wise, what do you have the starting kick return and starting punt return as of right now? The starting the return man for punt and kick. Who do you have based on the guys you have on the team? Who is your starting kick return, starting punt returner?
Oh, Hardman. It's Hardman. I mean, he could carry both of those, right? Kick return, punt return. I mean, I think that's shoot. I think they use Sky out there just to see, right? They put Carson Steele out there. Carson Steele's going to be the second, probably kind of the up back guy to go block. But I think Hardman could carry both of those. I think he'd do a damn good job of it too, right? So he's that guy that can do that. Go hit your head on the goalpost. You need a guy. He's the guy to go do it. Okay. I don't want to put Worthy and nobody else back there. I want a veteran guy like McCole Hardman that we know can do both things. Punt return and kick return, right? So,
I one name that a lot of people are talking about as far as DBs wise is
okay.
I'm just curious what your thoughts are. Is CRW Christian Roland Wallace, I believe, at number 30.
Yeah.
What did you make of his play? Because a lot of people are saying that he's a dark horse to make the team this year. Calvin Joseph. A lot of people think that Calvin Joseph got cut in order to make room for CRW. I'm just curious, based on what you've seen, what are your notes on Roland Wallace?
You know what, man? Young guy. He might be one of those practice squad guys. I didn't see enough of it to say, oh my gosh, this guy right here is phenomenal. Didn't quite see enough of it. So that's kind of where I am with him. So because the question would be, do you take him or do you Kamal Hayden? That's what I look at. I think Kamal's the guy that you develop. He's your draft pick, So I think that's what you do.
Yeah, I guess my whole thing is, so you're keeping 5 DBs. 3 of them are hurt right now, so that's where it's like, how many do you carry on the practice squad that you can maybe pull up, and that's it's going to be interesting. It's got to be probably the hardest time of the year. Being a GM is not easy at all, but this trying to make the best 53 of all the talent that a team has, it's tough. Forget the fact that it's already a gut wrenching process for the player itself. You have to tell these guys they're gone. Some may never play again. But on top of that, you got to build a 53-man roster of the best guys, and it's just tough. I mean, this is so tough. The roster breakdown of it all, too. Like, how many receivers do we keep? How many DBs do we keep? Because situationally, right now, we have all of our guys are hurt. How many do we keep on the practice squad? That's the stuff that's so tough. No, right, I'm just saying that's the tough.
Yeah, right. No. Like when you're doing you have to do an evaluation because of the injuries. Who do you keep on the practice squad? Who's ready? You're saying, can I move him up whenever we need to? And I think the 4 that we have, right, is guys that could possibly be those guys you can move up, which wouldn't have no problem with it. Okay. So.
Yeah. Veach's got his hands full, I'll tell you that much. Of the guys who potentially could be cut, if you were to rank the guys you think the Chiefs could probably trade to get some draft picks from, who do you think would be the top guys? Some people are saying we could probably trade Tony for a pick. And I don't know if I don't know if, given his history, I don't know if it's a team's going to trade us a pick for a guy they probably know we're going to cut anyway.
Yeah. Why? Well, yeah, why? If you're going to cut him, why? Just wait. If that's the case, if they think you're going to cut a guy, we might as well just go ahead and wait. Look, there's going to be some willing and dealing going on. And I, right now at this moment, who really knows, okay, other than those guys in the room, okay? And everybody has their reasoning. Everybody's going to stand on tape for that guy, okay? That's how it works. The one that has the last say in everything is Andy. Andy's going to, okay, I want to hear it. Give me a case for a guy. You like KT, give me a case for KT, okay? You like Nick Jones, give me a case for Nick Jones. You like, Roland, what you like him? Give me a case for him. Who does he take? Who does he usurp in this? Who do you replace in that? Okay. LRZ, talented guy, got a lot of ability. Okay. Do we develop a guy like LRZ? Can he come in week 6? Yeah, he probably needs that work. Let him mature, nurture a little bit. Know the nuances of said position. Who does it replace? That's the question, right? And I think also, too, kind of going to LRZ because I'm glad some of the fans from rugby are starting to realize how hard it is in the NFL to make it. Okay, and I think for a little bit, it's kind of played us to a left a little bit. I was like, man, NFL's not chopped liver. I'm sorry. And somebody's like, it makes sense. Can you imagine a guy going from the NFL going to rugby and trying to go play, proficiently the very first year? Absolutely. Use the same comparison if you like to. And so we can't think of the guys coming in and just going to be top notch, just going oh my goodness, you're going to be better than the guys that've been playing all their life in this, the position, understands vision, IQ, all those different things. And then, and so I kept hearing, well, give him a play to the outside where it's open. It don't work that way. We're not going to hump things that's open all the time. I'm sorry to grass. And even if he does get to grass, there's guys fast enough to get there. Marcus, it's bad. We're big, fast guys. Okay? So I'm glad we have this conversation because LRZ needs to be with us, needs to be on the practice squad to develop. It's a great relationship. He's on the best possible scenario he could possibly be, the best team he could possibly be with. So,
what do you make? So I think it was Tysher, somebody who was at practice today, said that JuJu was already at practice wearing number 9, which was LRZ's number. LRZ was seen wearing number 49.
Oh,
what is that? Based on your experiences in this stuff, what does that mean? Does that mean they're gearing him up for practice squad, or he was at practice today, so that's a good sign. But
that's a running back number for one. But that's gearing up for practice squad. I mean, JuJu, they brought that joker in for a reason. So, yeah, I think he's gearing up for that, man. So,
yeah, and it was also Matt Ariza's number as well, as Randy Connolly points out. It's Ariza's number, so
Matt,
so 249s now.
Yeah, Matt will get a different number, I'm sure. So he'll probably get a more like single digit number or something of that nature, or somewhere around teens or something, I think. 49, punter? Oh.
Ugly.
That don't look negative. Yeah, it looks nasty. Like, who is this? So
some of these, I know a couple years ago when they changed the rules, so anyone could wear any number. I don't know, JD. I'm not a big fan of it. Seeing like a D end rushing with number 9 or number 2 it's so odd. A little middle linebacker number 0. It's weird. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it. They need to go back to the old rules, I think.
Yeah, it could take some taking. Get used to that. Seeing something like that, man. I don't like it either, Marcus. I don't. So I don't know. Yeah, Reason will get 19. Ha ha ha.
So, yeah, tomorrow around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the 53-man should be locked in. Yeah, the LRC thing, yeah, I did. You kind of touched on that. I will say I am happy because in the beginning of this whole thing, remember how these fans were saying we were being like kind of dismissive of LRC, saying he wasn't going to make the team. It was going to be tough for him to make the team. And now they're coming around saying, well, we didn't expect him to make the team in 3 months. Okay, you did. First you did. And I'm not knocking people from Wales. You're big fans of the guy. I love it. Yeah. I love the loyalty and respect you have for him. I wish some of our fans had the same loyalty and respect for our guys. But, it's some of the fans, not all the fans. But, people were getting mad at us for saying he was going to make the practice squad because it's going to be tough for him to make the team. And they thought we were saying that he was not athletic. No, that had nothing to do with athleticism. It's a totally different world. And we would, like you said, we wouldn't expect Carson Steele to go play rugby in Wales and dominate over there. No, I don't expect that at all. I wouldn't expect him to make the team after 4 months of playing the game. No, I don't expect that at all. He probably could do it, but I don't expect him to.
Right. I think it's a little easier transition, probably going from NFL to rugby, to be honest with you. Once you start learning, because the nuances of like NFL is a lot different. The blocking scheme and whatnot, defensively, how you do things. I think it would be an easier transition. With that being said, because these guys are world-class athletes, right? But yeah, like it just makes sense doing it that way. It just makes sense. When you want to bring a guy in and develop, you don't want to rush this. Don't rush it. Don't rush the process at all. You got to be patient with a guy like LRZ. You have to. And I think it's a good thing. It's a great thing. So he's learning so much here with the Chiefs. Like I said before, I think it's the best case scenario for him. Okay, being here with the Chiefs. Going on to another team, could he do it? Sure. Does teams want to try to develop a guy? I don't know. So, like I said, it's more than just selling jerseys. LRZ looks like a speed skater on grass when he runs. Somebody ever said that.
He does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The juking in small spaces and whatnot is something he has to learn. He doesn't quite have that just yet. Start and doing all that's needed in the backfield. It's needed. So,
yeah, I mean, he had to have known. I bet he bolts. Randy Connolly says 2-15 Panthers need help. If a guy was his lifelong dream to play in the NFL and he signed with the Chiefs, he knew that our threshold was going to be pretty high for him to make this team. The standards would be pretty high for him, and he chose to come to Kansas City. I'm sure he could have gone to the Carolina Panthers, but he chose to come to Kansas City, and they chose to bring him in. That's why I think there is more. It's not just a summer thing that he wanted to try out. He was trying to make this his lifestyle change. So I don't think he bolts. And I'm already seeing they're already listing him with an injury, a back injury, JD, and one of the few injuries that it's pretty tough to tell. I was watching, I think Paul Pierce was talking about if you ever wanted to miss a game and you wanted to be held out of practice or a game, you say back injury because they can never tell you if your back's not hurting you or whatnot. If you have some problem there in the back, it's always a safe thing to go with. Back injury, you could do that. You could put him on IR. and then boom, he stays in the squad. Never have to put him on waivers or nothing. He goes right to IR, and that could be a move for them as well if they want to do that. Go that route. I know that's been a conspiracy theory I've seen thrown out there. I think Cole, half of those Chiefs said something to the effect like 2 weeks ago that that could happen.
Oh, God.
Have you ever heard such a thing that teams would do that with a guy to say, hey, like, you know, like a little wink, wink, you're hurt, go ice up.
I can't think of one right now, right off the bat. I'm not saying that they don't do it. I'm sure they like, okay, look, we don't want you going anywhere. Put you on IR, and then see how it goes. But then, you know, if you're on IR, man, you can't really do nothing. You're not really developing yourself on IR. So that kind of beats the whole process. Why do that? What you're doing is you're just push back to the inevitable, I think. So yeah.
It defeats the whole purpose of having to want to develop him for years. Put him on IR, you're not really developing crap. I mean, he's going to be hurt, not doing anything.
Yeah. So Don Joe said, JD, now set yourself a challenge to try out a rugby game. I'm gonna go to the practice. I've been talking to Coach Inari at UK, and I've been telling him I was going to go this past week. This week I'm going. I'm absolutely going to go check them out. But I see somebody on here. So the big difference going NFL to rugby is the cardio. I think guys get to the point of cardio. Look, I get that it's nonstop, but I see, look, don't act like rugby is just always full speed top. It's not that all the time, okay? I've been watching the games, and guys are taking little breaks here. There's some jogging being involved in this. So we got guys that got cardio, okay? We got guys, big dudes that can run for days. So just in case you don't know it, but they can. They can. Just because the NFL's in bursts and all those different things don't mean guys can't do that.
That's a pretty good one right there. What do you think about that?
Can they do? Is that a possibility? Can they do that?
Yeah, because they initially gave him the IPP. They brought in Godric and they gave him the IPP.
Right. So I don't know. Can you rescind that? Can you rescind it?
I believe you can switch it on and off if you want to.
Really? Okay.
So, they've already done it once this season, so I think they can. I think they can do it.
Well, shoot. Then it might be the way to do it. Then it might be the way.
Yeah. For our listener audience, Caesar commented. Caesar Noel Quignon. He says Chiefs should rescind the international player exemption for Godric and put it on LRZ. So that's what we're discussing right now.
Yeah. Thanks, Caesar. To be honest with you, I didn't really look into it if they could rescind something like that and put him on that, because then that might be the way to go if you want to do those things. Even then, man, you got to get some work out of him, right? You got to get some work. Is he developing to be that guy that could be the running back? So, if something happens, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation to see what they do with him for a multitude of reasons.
So I see getting the 3P. So defensive end is a question. Do we sign someone that's available for cutdowns? I think they want to find out who they get in the cuts. I think that's what the Chiefs want to do. Okay. And Menahu might be out when he's going to be out for a minute. We don't quite know how far along he is in his whole his healing process in this. So I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to a defensive end, defensive tackle. All right. But that's just me getting the 3P. That's me. So they'll decide what they want to do. The reason I said this is because I think there was a lack of pressure from guys who were expecting to get. Okay. And so if your first string guy's not getting it, then your second guys are not necessarily getting it. Kalafdis was doing a great job. We've seen that. Okay. They was moving Mike down, inside to the defensive tackle. He was the one, and then staying outside. You want to be able to generate some pressures with those guys. Okay. So they'll look, they're checking the wire. They're going to be checking who's all getting cut. They're going to check all those different things. Believe me. So I wouldn't be shocked. This thing could go anywhere these next few days. That's the reality of it. So
we got a question here, Randy Connolly. What is the hurt rates for RBs by half season? Not really.
I have no idea. Shoot, some guys are more durable than others. And it's all particular, different scenarios. Some guys you might think is healthy, then all of a sudden he's gone. I was talking to a guy today, and he was saying, man, no, actually, Sunday. Yeah, yesterday we were talking. And he was saying, man, I hope Saquon Barkley stays healthy. He had a Hurts jersey on. I'm like, oh, are you a Eagles fan? He's like, yeah, man. He said, but they don't know if Saquon's good. I said, look, I think he'll be all right, but you never know. His running backs get hit a lot. Some of the guys that we talked about coming in hadn't necessarily been durable. They've been going to different teams, and everybody's just you like this. Please, Lord, let this joker make it through. Just what you're doing, okay? And that's what you're doing with running backs sometimes. It's all about how you use them. I think Pac's going to be good. Carson's a good mix for us. Good tempo guy for us guys to be doing. Who else you got? CEH, if he's practicing, he got 2 weeks to get ready where he needs to be. Hopefully everything is well and he's back in order, tip-top where he needs to be. If not, then we still have Daenerys Prince, if they put him on practice squad or if he stays on, whatever they decide to do. And I'm sure there'll be some other guys out there. So,
yeah, running back's one of those. It's weird because you see some of these guys are built like Greek gods and they just can't stay healthy. I mean, look at Saquon's had an injury play career. Some years he's been healthy, but others he has not been, and he's built like a tank. It just, it's hit or miss with some guys.
Yeah. Hype jacked it. Oh, I knew you was going to that one. I love you guys. Appreciate the love. How about them Chiefs? Do you think we need help at corner and sign X, Frank Clark reunion for D help, Dalvin Cook running back help? What linebackers are making them? Booz, Jones, Jacobs. Okay, we kind of talked about this, but we'll get into this. Okay. Look, I like Xavier. Okay. Mark has been talking about Howard for a long time. All right. I like him. What is it going to cost us? That's the question. What's it going to cost? Now, can he bring him in on vet minimum? I don't think Howard's going to sign that. No, sir. Yeah, he'd rather be unemployed and disrespect him that way. Okay. So what could you sign him if you want to bring him in? Man, come on. We know, look, he'll do a tremendous job. We know that. Okay. And he's a ball hawk. Man, we run man. And he does a lot of good man coverage. Can he continue to run? So that's another thing we just had to see. Frank Clark reunion with D and help. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're thinking about bringing Frank Clark back at all. Okay. I think their ship has sailed, and I think they're fine with it. They're looking for young blood that could come in and actually do something right now. Right. And so they're not waiting for playoffs, anything like. They're waiting for a young stud to come in and make some work. Dalvin Cook. Come on, man. Can we get Dalvin? Dalvin is, come on. All day. I signed Dalvin all day. That when you asked me about Dalvin Cook, I'm a Dalvin Cook fan. I am. Okay. So I don't know how this is going to work out. I'd love to sign him. Heck yeah, I would. Two-headed monster, him, Pacheco, Steele. Yeah. Not like CEH until CEH get him back into where he needs to be. I don't know if that works for the Chiefs. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, okay? Maybe y'all can help me out. Why is it that Dalvin Cook's having a hard time staying with teams and people signing him? Hope y'all can shed some light on it. Please.
I wonder if it's a volume thing. He's going to committees and he's not getting a full share of the load anymore. He's not a 5 to 8 touches guy. He needs to get going. I think that's what it is.
You think so you're saying that, so you're not bringing him in as the number one guy, okay?
Yeah.
So he's always going to be a backup now. Is that what it is?
Pretty much. With New York, with the Jets, he was splitting time with Breece Hall. That didn't work out. He goes to Baltimore. He's splitting time with that whole committee over there. Gus Edwards, Justice Hill. A few guys over there. So, I just don't think it's in Minnesota. He was getting like 18 to 20 touches and just carries alone and then 3 to 4 catches. So I think it was a big volume thing for him. And now he's not getting the volume anymore. So now you just don't see that Dalvin Cook impact. At least that's my opinion on it.
Yeah. I think it might be what it is. But if you got a guy that can, when you run it back by committee, it makes sense. Brees Hall, we know, is a stud. I thought that was going to help out and give him some, much needed kind of rest. I thought Brees Hall was just okay last year. I had him on my fantasy. I was throwing that joker in every chance I got. And I thought Dalvin would come in and they actually give him some help. I thought Dalvin, they give the ball to him. It makes sense. Come on, man. It's Dalvin Cook. Are you kidding me? One of the most prolific running backs in the past 5 years. But I don't think it's going to take him that value. Can you give Dalvin Cook 10, 15 carries a game? Sure. Dalvin Cook can't pass pro. That's what Caesar says.
I mean, he was pretty good. I mean, he was a 3-down back in Minnesota, so I mean, they were good teams when he was there, or solid teams.
Right. Hey, man. Sometimes you might not have to ask him to do that either. Give him the rock and let that sucker fly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, from his rookie season too, he was amazing off the bat.
He was good. Yeah. So I think it's an injury concerns. He's been hurt a lot. Yeah, not as much. Dalvin's been making. He's been hurt, but he's
banged up. But I mean, it's kind of the name of the game for running back.
Right.
That Q tag every week. I mean, right now he's on his way to Dallas. Adam Schefter reported earlier that Dallas and him have been in talks, so he could go there, join up with Zeke and Rico Dowdle, and the small guy from Kansas State, the little running back. Gosh, Deuce Vaughn. So that'll be the four running back, the four horsemen over there in Dallas.
Yeah,
not so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Few bets.
Stu Magoo on here. Malibu Stu. What's up, Stu? What's going down, Stu? Yeah. Yes, baby. So
we got one more question here. Gary Holland, JD, will Felix have a better year this year?
Yes. He will. Nothing but except going up from here. So maybe mid-season he gets a stride, Gary. Maybe mid-season is what we're looking for. Maybe not even mid-season, probably before that. Okay. Maybe around about third, fourth game, we're looking at it. Okay. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Chargers, New Orleans. At the bye week, we're looking at San Fran. Felix should be on it at that point. Okay. Going against a good offensive line. Baltimore and Cincinnati is going to be challenging him. Falcons, Chargers, Saints. I mean, all good line. Shoot, San Fran coming up too. So the first 7 games of the season is going to be get his feet wet.
No doubt.
So
no doubt. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us. We got a comment here from Tom Jones. It has been an educational and enjoyable preseason thanks to you guys. Followed the NFL from across the pond, but learned loads these last few weeks. Thank you, gents. Appreciate you, Dom. We really appreciate it. We try on the show, we call it edutainment, where we educate and entertain at the same time. We try to go by that on every episode we do. JD's obviously gives us a behind the curtain look at the NFL, and it's always nice to be able to educate, especially you guys across the pond who don't really know the NFL like we do here. But it's been a blast talking to LRZ, and hopefully the LRZ training continues. Even if he does make the practice squad, we'll still be talking about him whenever there is some noteworthy news on him. But we appreciate you, Dom.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Keep watching us, man. We're gonna give you some good takes all the way through the season. I think we're gonna expand on this, Marcus, even more. And I told Marcus, look, I'm going to get into some board work, all right? I'm going to show you a whole different light to what's going on, some videos and stuff, man. We'll talk some real ball, some real shop, okay? Break some stuff down for you all. I think y'all deserve it. Y'all need it. Y'all been watching us long enough. Time for y'all to start getting some of this good, all right? Y'all been having it, so we're gonna keep giving it to you, all right? We appreciate y'all looking over us and watching us, but yeah, man, Marcus, this season, I'm absolutely excited, brother. I'm absolutely excited. Seriously.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
And one last question. King Mo, have y'all had the over-under episode yet? No. So next Wednesday night, so obviously we start the season on a Thursday. So usually, if you guys have been following us for long enough, for our last season, we introduced our Friday night prop betting show. It's the same game parlay. Tasia and I kind of lay out our bets. JD tells us which one he likes, which one he doesn't like. So what we're going to do is the first game's on a Thursday. At the end of our Chief Concerns episode on Wednesday, we will bring in Tasia and we'll do a quick 5 leg same game parlay where JD will tell us what he likes and what he doesn't like. So and on that episode, we'll also talk about the season long. So the over-unders, Chiefs wins and loss, and the odds to making the Super Bowl compared to other teams. So we'll get into all of that next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, make sure you bookmark our Chief Concerns show midweek next week.
Yeah. Charles Driver said, bring on the Ravens, man. You know how much that just juiced me up just thinking about it? Woo! It is here, baby. It is here. Let's go. Boy. Let's get it, Marcus. I can't wait. Man, appreciate all of y'all coming out. Come check us out tonight. Ghost Hunter 1974. Stu, my man. Get better. Good seeing, good talking to you. Kathy Welch, Andre Chenault. About time, John Clifford, Gary Holland, Charles Driver, Randy Connolly, Richie Hall, Lacey Snake, About Time, Hyper Jack. Linebackers look good. Love that group. Melly Matrix, Gary Holland, Vegas Chief Kingdom, Neff, good seeing like always, Dom Jones, across the pond, man. Appreciate you watching us. Keep watching us. This is, let me see who else we got. Barbershop, good seeing you always. Zulu, trying to thank Kathy Welch. Caesar, okay, good seeing you. YB Negative, getting a 3-peat. Marion Oliver, trying to think who else did we miss. Okay, the ladies are still in here. Marcus, the ladies are here. My sweetie, your sweetie. Okay, the ladies, other half, go for KC forever. Trying to think who else. You know, if we didn't name you. Oh man, who else we seeing it? Randy Conley, I think I said him already. Who else? I don't know. You know, look, if I missed you, Dad Vet 777. I appreciate it. But you guys, I'm the Brown. Good seeing. That's what I was looking for. Just wanted to say y'all. Listen, love y'all. Y'all take care. God bless. Come check us out on Wednesday. We'll get a little bit more of this stuff, man. We get into it, talking about it a little bit more. Okay. I might get a little bit of some inside scoop on some things actually going on. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to dime nobody out. I'm not doing that. So we need to say. But y'all take care. Love y'all guys. Marcus, love you, my brother. Okay. God bless y'all. Y'all be safe. We'll see y'all later. Okay. Happy birthday to my baby, my oldest. Love you, sweetie. And all my other kids. Love y'all. All right.
Love you too, brother. Happy birthday, Larissa, and love you guys. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Good show tonight, and we'll see you guys Wednesday as we continue to get closer to kickoff of the 2024 season.
Yes,
Take it easy, everybody.
Absolutely.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.